Most of us have a favorite television show that we used to cling to on the weekends. Shows like SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, and Ed, Ed, and Eddie used to dominate our lives and shape the way we grew up. But, while it is always nice to have a goofy character in our hearts, these shows rarely provide the types of role models that children generally need. SpongeBob is a psychotic work addict, Timmy is completely reliant on his Fairly Odd Parents and is incredibly annoying, and the trio of Ed, Ed, and Eddie offer a great example as to how to alienate oneself from one's peers. In this era of comedic television cartoons, there is a serious lack of role models for couch potatoes to model themselves after. Thankfully, Japan has our back. There is one show that teaches dedication and a strong work ethic, and only one show that teaches children to truly enjoy life and its various challenges. Dragon Ball by Akira Toriyama is a revolutionary show that every human being should experience at least once in their lifetime. Now, before I dive into the benefits, it's probably important to know what exactly Dragon Ball is about. The show's premise revolves around the 7 Dragon Balls, which grant the wish of whoever manages to gather them together. The protagonist is a powerful individual named Goku, who travels the Earth with his companions to track down the Dragon Balls. Unfortunately, there are evil doers who also wish to get the Dragon Balls, and boom bam biff, what do you know? The story quickly shifts from a scavenger hunt for Dragon Balls to an escalating battle to save the world from evil villains who wish to use the Dragon Balls to conquer the world. As Goku meets more and more powerful enemies, he must endure strenuous training in order to boost his power, beat his foes, and save the world. But Patrick, who would want to watch muscleheads beat on each other, is probably what a few inconsiderate people in the audience are asking themselves. While they are incredibly rude, these people have a point. Why would a parent want to show his or her 4-year-old daughter a show that has incredibly strong creatures gruesomely fighting to the death? Well, I'll tell you why. It builds their character. Every time a new and more powerful villain appears, Goku and his friends, the Z-Warriors, can't simply tackle their foe and hope things go their way. When they find themselves overwhelmed by an infinitely stronger opponent, they can't angst to themselves about how unfair life is. If there was a larger obstacle to overcome, the Z-Warriors trained to death until they could finally do so. Take Goku, who forces himself to train under gravity over 100 times as strong as the Earth's in order to fight one of his foes, Frieza. Take Vegeta, Goku's arch-rival, who chooses to fly to the moon in order to be able to concentrate on his training. After watching the struggles in Dragon Ball for most of my childhood, my sister and I were possessed by the idea that we could accomplish anything that we put our mind to. If Goku could climb a pole to heaven in order to save his Native American friends Bora and Upa, then why couldn't we study an extra 30 minutes to grab that A? If Goku could do hellish exercise under the training of Master Roshi with the 40 kb turtle shell on, then why couldn't we withstand the pain of a few more push-ups? Well, heck, we could, we would. If we ever wanted to be like our idols who could freely fly around the world at Mach speeds and shoot gigantic energy beams from their hands, it was the least we would have to do. Dragon Ball showed us not only glorious idols, but also the arduous process through which they could become glorious in the first place. And that's not even a lesson that Dragon Ball teaches. It's a lifestyle that it ingrains in us. And that's why you should show this to 4-year-old girls. And guys. But Patrick, any kid could learn the merits of hard work from any show. No, you can't. And that's what's great about Dragon Ball. Other shows may teach the necessity of dedication and courage, but no show can do it like Dragon Ball. Many of us work hard anyways. We know that hard work yields gratifying successes. But when the success is the only thing we care about, it becomes ever harder to motivate oneself to actually do that hard work. Fortunately, Dragon Ball is the godsend that bypasses this problem. Each and every character trains hard not because they want to beat their opponent, but because they want to fight their opponent. To clarify, it's not the success that drives the Z-Warriors, it's the fight. Case in point, in one arc of the series, Goku and his friends are informed that in 3 years' time they will be massacred by a pair of incredibly powerful androids. Fortunately, they are also told where the androids are being constructed in the present. They could consequently just go and destroy the androids before their completion and avoid the entire fiasco. But here's where the magic of Dragon Ball kicks in. Goku decides to spare the androids. Excited and encouraged by the presence of incredibly strong foes, Goku ignores the easy path in anticipation of a greater challenge. As a result, the Z-Fighters train hellishly for 3 years, become incredibly powerful, and manage to destroy the androids after a rough struggle. Dragon Ball is chock full of situations like the android fiasco where the heroes choose to face a challenge head-on simply because they enjoy challenges, and when they face a challenge, they make every possible effort to do so successfully. It's this bulldozer approach to life that teaches us to enjoy the process and enjoy the challenge. That's a lesson I couldn't have gone without, and I have Dragon Ball to thank for it. It's also a really awesome show. It has energy beams, and teleporting, and flying, and high-speed combat. It's fantastic. And you should watch it, and everyone should watch it, because it's a really, really, really good show.